Oh, ain't no doubt. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, well, that game gonna bring out some curse words. Just the team, period.
You saw Nutsmire going back with him though. I mean, show your nuts. At least he's not sitting over there crying and fucking fucking gay shit. At least he's not over there getting his goddamn tummy rubbed like a dog. You know when them dogs flip over and rub their chest? You know we got dogs. They go and rub their goddamn belly. At least he flipped over on his damn back. You know? That son of a bitch. I can't believe he was crying like that last week, dog. They had to console him. Rub his ears and all that shit. Get on my damn nerves. He's gone.
Oh, no.
Because of positive.
Man.
All right, welcome in here as we are live from Pizza Byron's right off Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and we are joined by LSU Legends for the LSU Legends recap show as we recap LSU's loss to Texas A&M 49-25 last night in Tiger Stadium. I'm not going to call it Death Valley after last night. Ro, I'll drop it to you right here. How are we feeling? What's the mood?
The mood is very somber, very pissed off to the 1,000,000th percentage, calling for a complete overhaul, complete fucking overhaul, you understand, of this entire staff, okay? Starting with at the top, the little man, Brian Kelly. Let's start there. Let's start with him. Because listen, everybody talk about this man maxed out where he's been, right? All these different places that he's been, that he's maxed out on talent, maxed out as the ceiling as high as he can go. Well, let me tell you one place he hasn't maxed out. It's fucking here, right? It's here at LSU. We have no idea what max out looks like right now, right? And I said I was going to keep my mouth under control, but
God damn
listen,
it.
Ship sail.
shit happens.
Right.
And you know, listen, bro, when you choose a university to go to a university, and when you get to that university, you see the state, and not bad, of where it is when you talk about other prominent programs in the country.
Right.
You want to always be regarded in that L and that S and that U, you always want that to come out of everyone's mouth. But when you wake up and it's just the absolute opposite, and you lose 1 week to a Vanderbilt, which is a wonderful academic institution, and then you come back and you totally crap down your leg, crap's coming out your mouth, crap's coming out your behind, crap's coming out of everywhere there's a hole in your body as a coaching staff and as a football team and as a former Tiger. You are embarrassed, bro.
Right.
It's embarrassing, man. It's freaking embarrassing to see for 6 weeks now with no offensive identity. For 6 weeks now to see nothing from the offense going in any trajectory upwards as like everyone else in the SEC. When Alabama started out this damn year, everybody said they was in the dumps, that they was down. Where the hell are they now?
Turned it around.
Right?
Right.
Offensively, Simpson and those boys trajected upwards. And I'm not telling you that we need to set the damn place on fire. We need to score 30 points a game. We need to score 40 points a game. But my God.
Right.
When you put $14 million into the offensive side of NIL in 1 year and your total was damn near 20, we have to see production on that side of the football. Right. And for us to go into bro, and every week to see this man bickering with his coaches, to see him fighting with his offensive coordinator, to see him fighting with the special team coach, to see him fighting with the tight ends coach, to see him fighting with the wide receivers coach, to see him arguing with his starting quarterback. And hey, listen, Nuts, I'm glad you dropped your nuts on him this past weekend and gave him back some of the stuff that he's been giving the entire year, throwing people under the bus. When you're the one riding the ship, you're the $100 million man. Offense is supposed to be your forte. Don't freaking blame nobody else about what's going on when you're the one and this is what you do. Offensively is what you do. I don't put it on Sloan, even though he sucked too. But this is your baby. This is your last hoorah, I believe.
Right.
So why would I put this in the hands of someone and say, you know what, you make all the calls. I'm going to just cuss everybody out on TV when it don't look right.
And that's what, well, I'm glad to have both of you guys here, two former LSU football players, because one of the things that stood out after the game, BK's talking to the media, and it's a lot of them. It's never we.
Same way as it was last week.
Right.
And I'm sorry, we got the great Jeremy Lawrence in the building. One of the best defensive ends, one of the best linebackers to ever play at LSU from Faraday, Louisiana, and my partner, a good friend of mine for damn near 2 decades now. So we're going to get his perspective on not just the defensive side of the ball, but also just the whole totality of what's going on with LSU football. Appreciate you being here, my dog.
Man, appreciate you having me, man.
But I'll ask y'all, when y'all hear the head coach of LSU go to the microphone and use a word like them instead of saying we, not talking about it as a program, as a unit, as a family. Instead, it's them, either the coordinators, the coaches, the players, not taking personal accountability or even including himself.
The
in
separation
the
of accountability of the entire program.
Right.
Separation of church and state was at a different school.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
He sounds like Jerry a little bit. DiNardo, he really sounds like Jerry DiNardo right now.
At the end of his.
Yeah, I mean, to be a leader and not take responsibility, that never works.
Yeah.
Because if you the guy, you the guy. Like, everything is on you. We go back. We fix it.
Yeah.
You know.
And I've seen a handful of people have compared it to 1998, where that was the year before.
That was my that was my second year, my redshirt freshman year at LSU. You know, and it does favor and looks like some of the same things. You know, the hands-on approach, that's where they different with, because DiNardo was very hands-on and probably too hands-on with things at that time. Whereas you have a BK who's, you know, his blueprint coming into LSU from the beginning was he's a button-up outfit type of guy. You know what I mean? And I'm going to get these guys and I'm going to let them work and I'm going to let them do their job. But listen, if they're not doing their damn job like a Joe Sloan with the play calling, you have to step in and do what it is that you're known for. And that is offensive play calling and offensive football.
Right.
So if that's what you're known for, right, and y'all suck at it, wouldn't you think you would step the hell in and do what you need to do to get this outfit the way it needs to be?
Right.
Instead of week in and week out, them. Well, I told the guy, well, you know, this is what we in. Well, we're just executing as players. When is it
Me.
us?
Right.
Even that.
We.
It isn't a win.
We talked about that last week, though. We talked about that last week in the press conference, because I've been paying more attention to these little post-game press conferences now, and everything with this dude is them, they.
I just think he lost the players, man.
He did.
I told someone I've never seen anybody get the players back when you lose them.
Right.
Like it's time for a change. They have no identity at all, no toughness.
Right.
Anything.
Listen, man.
It's so disheartening to see, though.
Yeah.
Halfway through the third quarter is when everybody shut it down.
I mean, when they came out,
everybody shut it down.
They came out in the second half and they got punched in the mouth.
Everybody shut it down.
A&M goes down the field and scores. You go 3 and out. Then they return a punt. Once adversity hit, you fell apart.
That looked like they played. How long time has Moffitt been with them now?
Couple of years.
Year 2.
It looked like a second, third year Tommy Moffitt team once he got his program in there with the toughness and everything. And because, like you said, they got hit in the mouth and it was just nobody want to do anything else. To say they're so fast and so athletic and they got everything on that team, just to do what they're doing now, like I said, it's just sad to see from a former player's perspective.
Especially you guys that were there We look at the last, 25 years, the golden era of LSU football that's become 3 national championships. Y'all laid the foundation of what LSU became.
He's
right?
embarrassing it.
And this that we're watching this season is not that. It's almost like breaking the narrative of what LSU is. They get pushed around. When they get hit in the mouth, they don't hit back. You know what I mean? And then last night to see Death Valley look like that, when in the first half you're in the football game, and then you get in the third quarter, that second 3 and out.
I don't even blame the fans.
You can't.
I don't blame the fans.
If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
We asked the fans to come out, support, even when the weather was supposed to be bad. The fans came out. They supported. They cheered. They roared as long as you gave them something to cheer for.
Right.
Now, when A&M got on our ass and the play calling went to flat routes and consecutive flat routes
and comebacks
on 3rd and 8 and hitch routes on the outside on 2nd and 10, and the same doggone thing that we've been seeing the entire year from that unit, man. Like having a young offensive line, I do understand the pressures, especially those 2 tackles we're under. I get it. But I don't get you not trying. You knew that shit coming into the week.
Right.
You knew that coming into the game. Why didn't we see a thorough plan to get those guys indoctrinated into the football game and to get them feeling more comfortable with what you started doing the second series of the game? And why did this kid Barry only get 1 carry in the second half?
Right.
When he averaged damn near 7 yards a run, and the kid Durham also averaged 5.8 a run in the first half. We cannot just like it's been our motto the whole year, bro. Like we start out, and then when 2 plays don't go our way, we just throw the whole damn thing out. We just throw the whole damn thing out, and that's why we keep saying that. I hear everybody say, this is too big for Nussmeier. It may be too big for him. The situation's too big. But you know what? The situation's too big for Sloan as well. Mm-hmm. It's too big for Sloan. It's too big for Sloan. The situations that we get put in and making those critical calls in situational football, making those critical calls on 3rd down, making those critical calls when we just got to turn over a tip pick, when we just got to block field goal and in prime position to have an opportunity to get us back in the football game or to get us closer to winning the football game, we shit down our legs, man. As a coaching staff, we run water shit down our legs.
It's almost like if there's a quick change on it, whether it be the defensive side or special team shows up and blocks a punt, he's not prepared for the next series. He needs the defense to do.
And then the other
he needs time still.
This is the first game, and I hear everybody say, we need to fire the special team coach, and we need to do this. Fire the special team coach for what?
You blocked the
punt.
punt.
For what? The special teams and the defense has been stellar all year. We're not talking about none of this if our offense is where they're supposed to be. We're not talking none of this. You exploit those guys, man. You exploit the defense. You exploit the special teams when you do nothing on offense. When you can't move on this 3-and-out. That is disheartening to the defense. And as far as we are now in late in the season, you don't think those guys are looking at the offense like, man, I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of going out here every time putting my heart, soul on the line, and these guys ain't giving me nothing in return.
Or if you're the special
teams
teams
play
coach.
Defense.
Yeah.
How would you feel if we playing and you go out there? You probably lived through this at one point.
Well, I did. I remember my freshman year, we were playing like 80, 90 snaps on defense. And I thought that was normal.
It's not, buddy.
Yeah, until Nick Saban got there and we started playing 40. I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be. We can play 40 snaps and, win the game. And they was looking like those guys are getting tired. Like,
when you talk about complimentary football, that is the opposite of it. You understand what I'm saying? When those guys are doing their job, they're doing everything they need to do, and they barely get their behind on the chair, and they got to get up and go back out there. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't blame the defense. I don't blame the best. Now, you had some fits that went wrong in the special teams this past weekend, and that's something that they could be corrected on. But they're not – it's not for lack of effort. It's not for lack of them not listening to their coach. They simply got You got a couple guys ran out their lanes, and they got a big return. You understand what I'm saying? But we haven't seen that from the special teams the entire year. So I'm not going to say, hey, let's fire everybody on offense.
The main thing, like, we not hitting nobody in the mouth. There's no toughness at all.
We soft as hell.
Yeah, we soft as shit.
Just like that boy Fournette said, we soft as hell. He wasn't lying. We soft as hell, man. But we in a soft serve ice cream time right now. When you could overhaul your entire roster just because a kid don't like his playing time, and the kid just decides that I'm gonna leave. When you have starting quarterbacks that are at schools and they're cemented at schools and they leave because of money, like that's soft serve ice cream.
Yeah, ain't nobody picked up a scoop in a minute. They just want to pull the trigger.
That's it.
But the bigger part of that also is before this year, before what has happened to LSU over the last 3 weeks, people were picking LSU because of what you were. You weren't a soft-serve ice cream school. You were grab your lunch pail, the brand. This will get me to the next level. That's why people picked LSU.
That's
now,
right.
Now they laughing at me for being here.
That's right.
And so that
And
doesn't bode well for the future.
That's the problem.
You saw what happened with there's recruits there, high-level recruits that you have to get that are saying there's nobody here but A&M fans. Why wouldn't I go take a visit there now?
Bro,
I've never seen that in my life.
Something. I've never seen an opposing team take over the student section. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
I ain't gonna lie. I almost thought we were playing College Station.
Bro, what are we talking
like,
about?
Really, like, it looked like we were playing College Station around the fourth quarter.
The student section,
and
bro.
then when LSU scored, they did your cheer for you.
Right.
I've never been insulted like that. They spit in my mouth.
Well, let me tell you something, man. It was early in the football game. It was in the first quarter. It was at the beginning of the football game, actually.
The first drive.
And number 8, that big defensive end, I don't know his name, came around the corner and banged Nussmeier, right? Yeah. And then on the next play, when it was the next play or the next play after, that left tackle jumped. 57 jumped, 58, whatever. He jumped, right? And he jumped. But the entire defensive line and linebackers for Texas A&M walked through the D-line and was bumping them. Walked through and was bumping them and pushing them out the way. And when I saw that, and all they did was turn around and walk back to the hut, because you got to understand, man, football, and fans may or may not know this, but us as football players know this, it's all about freaking intimidation. It's all about intimidation. And when you see them guys walk up there and bumping the freshman offensive line, bumping the right tackle, both right and left tackle, and they freshmen, that's intimidation on their part. They don't care about that 5 yards they just gave up. They bouncing over there. You know what A&M came into that thing? You know what it looked like, bro? A&M looked like they came in there and said, you know what? We don't give a damn if you LSU. We don't give a damn if it's Saturday night in Death Valley. We care nothing about y'all right now.
Too. Saturday night in Death Valley getting whooped
disrespect,
like that.
That's what I'm saying. There's no respect for you. None of you guys that either played last year or you're on this team now. We coming here to whip your ass. And that's exactly when we come. And not just we coming here to whip your ass. We coming here to beat your behind down physically. And bro, it's so disheartening, bro, to see that. It hurts my heart. And that's the reason why I'm not an opponent for anybody being fired, losing their job, taking food out their family plate. But that's all right. He got enough money. He got enough. He done had enough. He done took from this culture and got enough out of us. It's time to ride out.
And that's what I was about to say. To your point, this is back-to-back weeks now where you've played teams that have been kind of the laughing stock in a sense of this. Vanderbilt's been the doormat that you can walk all over and beat every year. And A&M has been Texas 8-4. They're always going to drop a game. But the script is flipped, and now it's LSU being the laughing
Vanderbilt
stock.
said they was going. I think they said before the game they was going to beat them.
Right.
The quarterback.
Talking about that all week.
All of them did. That was the bulletin board material from Vanderbilt.
Right.
And you got the same.
And the same thing from A&M.
Right.
Bulletin board. It's the disrespect now that you see where it's like we're falling into that level to where now we're the doormats. Mm-hmm. We're the doormats to everyone else now. And that's how they're approaching the game. When they come play us, there's no more mystique of we're going to play the LSU Tigers. It's, you know what, we're going to go play the LSU Tigers and get our rep up now. That's what it is. They've been kicking.
That was a stat game.
They've been kicking our behind for however long. And you know what? Now it's our turn. But my problem and my point with that is it's on the players to an extent. But when you come into the season and say, I have the best roster I've ever had in my coaching career, Right. They've given me all the tools when it comes to the NIL to recruit and go get these guys. I have this, I have that. The facilities are the best that I've been a part of throughout my coaching career. Well, let me tell you something. This coaching that you guys have exhibited is not what we're used to, and it's not the best coaching that we're used to getting in our lifetime of seeing LSU football. This is a step down in coaching from every way, from every standpoint when it comes to Brian Kelly and his offensive coaching staff. And I don't know. I know it costs a lot of money to get rid of him, and I doubt if they do it this year. But somebody's going to have to get let go. 3-4 people off that offensive side going to have to get let go, because what we're seeing from the play calling standpoint, what we're seeing from a motivated standpoint, getting guys ready to play, getting guys ready to go.
That's it right there.
That standpoint is shitty, bro.
The sideline is so dead.
It's
There's
shitty,
no
man.
Motivation, no motivational leadership in the coaching staff. The players, I was about to say about the O-line, they don't have that dog in the O-line that motivates everybody, get everybody going. Like, everybody just dead. Like, it's like they just come to get their money and going home, I guess. I don't know. Like,
well, and back-to-back weeks, you've seen it, but you've seen that on the opposing sideline. You've seen A&M bring it. I remember it was the break between the third and the fourth quarter. I'm in the stands. I'm sitting there. I probably got my head in my hands just pissed off, and I hear the crowd erupt. And so I'm like, what happened? It's the A&M team going and hyping up their fans on their side.
They're calling Baton Rouge.
I was in shock. But the other teams have that energy. LSU doesn't. LSU doesn't have that energy. And to your point, Ro, you talked about changes on the way, and there will be changes on the way. But Ross Dellinger from Yahoo Sports says, LSU administrators and university executives have held and are holding high-level discussions over the future of football coach Brian Kelly. While there is no immediate resolution, the conversations which involve the state's governor are ongoing. Officials are considering various aspects.
What the hell is the governor getting involved for?
On Kelly's future, most notably a $53 million buyout of his contract, which is eased because of the offset language. So the language in the contract, it's reduced by future work and would be delivered in installments over several years. So all that to say that
he could buy out.
Yeah,
that's all that says to me just now when you just read that.
They figured out. Yep.
That means we ain't got to give you all your money. We give you a little 20-piece right now and get you up out of here, and we'll spread the rest of the payment out over.
We got to get rid of them before we start losing talent, man.
Well, the problem is this.
You're dead.
Well, the problem is this. You don't have a president.
Right.
No one wants Scott to lead the search for this new coach. So at LSU, you got to get a president first.
Or
listen, it's no or.
Or the governor just does it himself.
Nah, I don't listen.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, the
Fuck the governor. I don't want the governor getting involved
Me
with nothing
either,
that have any fucking thing to do with LSU football, man.
The power dynamic is.
Fuck that.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's where he is
I
right now.
understand the power dynamic, but we don't. The governor.
Fuck him.
Listen, bro. We got kids and old people that don't got money. They don't have food. It's a lot of stuff going on the governor need to pay attention to besides LSU football.
Or bringing in a
I don't
tiger.
give a damn how that impacts his budget or whatever. There's a lot of things going on besides sports that he needs to focus on and get straight in this state that we're in right now. He needs to focus on talking to his partner and getting the government open back up so these people can get their money and we don't have people not getting their money and everybody's doing everything else. There's a lot of other shit that he needs to focus on.
Yeah, he needs to start LSU football.
You understand? I just came through the airport the other day and had a damn water bottle this big and ain't nobody stopped me.
Pete Nakos from On 3.
You understand? And they usually get you for 4 ounces. I came through with 20.
Pete Nakos from On 3 says, sources have told On 3 Sports that LSU position coaches have been sent home from the facility with Brian Kelly's future with the Tigers unknown. So obviously some changes going on currently, and it seems like the Brian Kelly discussion is moving.
But I don't understand why they do it in the middle of the season either, though. Like,
because
they do, but like, what is it gonna do?
You got to save what's going on in the stand
damage control, because what I was talking about, we had our show on Friday. My fear was what's going to come after this loss. You've got Alabama right there. And then you've got Arkansas, who could even come in. I mean, they scored, 42 on A&M? They could come in here, pull off a win. Then you got Oklahoma after that.
Who's the rent to win?
Western Kentucky could put 60 on you. I mean, if they put 20, you can't score with them.
Shout out to one of my F3 alums, Dez. Dez coming to have a West Kentucky. Dez, I hope you get all the peaks you can, brother.
But it seems as if there are plenty of high-level conversations going on, and it's necessary.
Bro, I sit up here today this morning, and
Western Kentucky's 4-1, 6-2.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It ain't no cupcake. I'm super annoyed by everything that's been going on this year, everything that's been going on with LSU, especially everything that's been going on offensively. But, bro, you think about it, right? All these things happen. Say we get rid of BK.
Right.
Please.
All that. No, I'm saying, say you do. You know how freaking far this sets us back?
Right.
Like, honestly.
Right.
You're not, because, and I'm not talking, because we're not Texas A&M.
Right.
We're not Texas.
Right.
We don't have oil money. We don't have somebody blowing money into the program. Everybody keep talking about Dave and all these. We don't have the same booster, the same money as a A&M, as a Texas. So when you say we've given this dude, gave this dude $100 million contract, bro. Then you got some of the highest paid assistant coaches in America. You got to understand.
The highest paid roster.
You just asked boosters and donors this past season to kick in upwards of $20, $25 million.
And we got worse.
We got worse.
And we got worse.
To upload your roster. Now you're going to tell them, kick in some money to get rid of BK. Kick in some money to get the new coach who's going to want more money than you gave BK. Right?
And another quarterback.
And you're going to have to go out and buy you a quarterback, right, for at least $4-5 million.
Yeah.
And then my thing only, I personally believe when the season's over, you're going to lose 60% of your roster. You're going to lose 60% of your roster. So now I got to bring in new guys in this age of NIL, and I'm paying people to come to school. You know how long that sets us back? Then, not just that, who's coming if it's not attractive? Who's coming if I can't have an opportunity to play in the playoffs? Right? Who's going to come in and fill those holes unless you have a bunch of money you're throwing at these kids? So in the grand scheme of things, to me, this sets us back so far from where we've come to where we are now over the last 4 years. Which is BK, 4th year?
Yep. This is year 4.
It's been a downward trend since after the first season. Yeah, it's been a downward trend.
Yeah, I mean,
steady going down. I mean,
because you're now 5-11 against ranked opponents.
You serious? I didn't know that.
11-11 on the road. It's just been from the start. It's been completely mismanaged, and it's at this point it's all about. If the move is made to fire Brian Kelly, the whole thought process is you've got to stop the damage that's happening to LSU, to the brand, to the program, to the culture, because that's what it's turned into.
Well, that's what it is now.
Right.
Right now, it's all about the brand.
Yes.
It ain't about the head coach winning or losing. It's about how much more. We got to tone it down now. The kids in here. How much more embarrassing can this get?
Right.
For us.
Yes.
As a fan base, for us as former Tigers, how worse can this get for us? And how do we stop the bleeding associated with it? Because, bro, at the end of the day, we have some guys that are seniors. We still have guys that transferred in. You got the Delaney's, these guys that chose to come here because they felt they had come into a university and come into a program where they was going to have an opportunity to get in the playoffs and also to win a national championship.
Right.
So I still don't want to say, hey, let's throw it all away and just reboot for next year. Because if I'm a senior and I'm in their position, I want us to keep fighting. I want us to try to secure a decent bowl game, even though it doesn't matter because if I'm any kind of player, I'm not playing in the bowl game. You know what I mean? So none of that doesn't matter if you're one of those guys that's in the top 4 rounds or even if considered going to the NFL.
Right.
So, that's why this day of bowl games and all that, it's really, man, if you ain't making the playoffs, you ain't nowhere.
No, that's what it's about. The goal in general is to be in that playoff mix. A bowl game doesn't really mean anything anymore, especially if you're LSU. If you're Louisiana State University, your goal, when you see a 12-team playoff and you need to get to 10 wins, that should be a gimme. It should be a layup. You should be able to get 10 wins.
Yeah, to not to be in the 12. To not to be in the 12 is to not to be in the 12 is crazy. Like
right.
to be the university we built it up to be now
right.
is crazy. And especially like I said, with all the money we spent.
Yes.
And I think with the guys they got like on offense, I think it's some of their problem. Like they got so many guys coming in. I don't think Joe Sloan knows to do the try. I think he's trying to keep everybody happy and no one is happy. Like it's.
We talked about that at the beginning, having all them toys.
We got everybody can't bring all that together.
Right.
Don't know how to like. You got this guy need to pass. This guy need to play. This running back need to play. This tight end need to pass. This tight end need to pass.
Right.
So you have no idea because like. You'll see them throw this person 3-4 times, like, but it's no identity. You don't know what they're about to do in it. Like I said, I keep saying there's no toughness, and that's what LSU was always built off of. It's SEC school, toughness.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
True.
And that's who LSU has been, right? That's what when you see those 3 letters and those 2 colors, especially if you're coming into Death Valley, you're anticipating getting punched in the mouth. And that's not who LSU is right now.
Let me tell you something. I just came back to me. I was thinking about when I was in high school. I had my main man, Coach Jerry Hughes. My high school football coach came from West Virginia, and my freshman year in high school. And every time we sit down and watch film about a team, right? We'll watch film about a team, and he'll always have a couple words about the team when we're done. And I was thinking about this last night. I was like, man, what Coach Hughes would say? It was, you know what he'll say? It was watching and we was getting ready to play him, and we just saw him play against A&M, and we was you know what he'll say? Soft. We got them soft. They're soft, and that's what you got, bro. When you look at it, when you look at how it went last night,
right?
And listen, and then I'm not saying guys ain't try. That's not what I'm saying. Right. I'm not saying guys ain't try. I'm not saying guys did not try to execute. But at the end of the day, when it was said and done with that one play, and then it goes into the series of plays, then it leads into what you do in a quarter, we was soft as babies.
I'm going to tell you, too, that A&M D-line, they looked at that film and saw a stat game.
Right.
Like the way our lines play, they looked at that film and saw a stat game.
Yeah,
I agree.
And like that first sack Rowe alluded to, I mean, it was one-on-one, the best pass rusher in the country and a true freshman. It was like if you're that defensive end, you're licking your chops.
You're licking your chops, and if you're that freshman coming in there,
right. But the thing is,
yes, sir, Mr.
What did LSU not do? They didn't chip.
They chipped them on the next one, and we missed it.
Right. They didn't put a tight end over there.
Are they big enough to chip?
Yeah, they don't. Calf chip. It don't matter.
Calf chip.
Was different. But I'm saying size don't matter is my point. Size don't matter in chipping. If heart matter.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Size don't matter. It's the heart.
Yeah.
And the other thing with it is, bro, like, honestly, have we worked on guys dipping underneath yet? Because the first 3 sacks, the first 3 pressures, all they did was dip. And,
right.
and our left and right tackle act as if they never even went over that move in practice. Like they've never seen anybody do that in their life. And it was like, oh, my God. So that's it for me, man. Listen, it's a lot to do with the players, but it's so much more to do with coaching. It's so much more to do with coaching and preparation, man.
But I'm going to tell you, too, it ain't just the coach on the field. Man, it's that strength coach and all that, too.
Right.
Because that's where your toughness come in a lot of times.
No doubt.
Who spends the most time with you?
No doubt. Like, when they get, he got to go, too. If they go, he got to go, too. Like, that's one thing Coach Moffitt brought to us when he came in, that toughness. After we went through, man, the game wasn't nothing.
Right.
You go through so much in practice and all-season workout, man, the game ain't nothing.
You thought you were supposed to be playing 90 plays and was ready for it.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, like, that's what I see. And I told somebody, I said, hey, man, they look like Coach Moffitt team, man.
Right.
They come they whooped us. Like
Rudy.
They literally beat the shit out of us.
He don't know his name no more.
Rudy.
Get him another one. Same thing every time.
Yeah, same thing every time. Juicifer. Get out your phone. I told you, dog, the last.
He's refreshing that Twitter feed waiting for the news.
It's popping off. It's popping off. Everyone is popping off.
He's trying to bring news.
We popping off, Rue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got to keep the main thing the main thing,
We got to keep the main thing the main thing, man. We got to keep the main thing the main thing. And listen, bro.
See, that's your Sloan in the booth. He's over there eating.
Did you see that? Bro, listen, let's talk about that.
Right.
Let's bring that up.
Come on.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
She says I can't touch it, so one of y'all is going to have to do my job.
All right, I got you. But talk about it.
She got straight. Don't worry about that. Go ahead. Touch on it.
No, I mean the
Touch on no. Yeah,
Set
but
the scene.
set the scene and let's talk about what was said. That was mouth.
So
Because and let me preface it.
Right.
Because the reason I say that is we've been talking about this from week 2. We really have. We've been talking about their conversation in game and how BK throws everybody under the bus from week 2. We've been talking about that there's no leadership. We've been talking about that there's no coach. Like, bro, them boys don't go eat together. Them boys don't go to dinner together. They don't know each other's wives. They don't know each other's family. That's what you need to have a successful program and a successful football team. Right. That doesn't show that them guys like each other. When you sitting there and you're so freely to talk and curse about somebody else that's up in the box, about your players, that's not somebody that sits down with you at your table and knows your wife and know your daughters and all that. That's not that.
Right.
I've seen that. Right. And there's a certain amount of respect that comes with that. And that does not show any respect towards your offensive coaches, towards your coaching staff, or even their families. And that's the reason we suck, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a complete. We talked about it since the beginning. It's a complete disconnect.
Man, Nick never would do nothing like that.
Man, we used to go to Coach Saban's house and stay for hours.
Right.
Yeah, but he just never.
Everybody there.
Everything was on him. When he got in front of people, it's on me.
Right.
It's my fault.
That's
we
exactly
work on
right.
It. Now, behind the scenes, he can get on everybody.
That's
He
exactly
finna
right.
get on everybody, but not in front of people.
But he's going to take it on himself. He's not going to throw these guys under the bus. He's the head.
I just don't think he ever fit us. Like, I couldn't.
Thank you, my friend.
I wouldn't take him serious. Like, I wouldn't take him serious.
Right.
At
There's
all.
no
If
way.
he busted me or anything like that, I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
It don't even look.
I showed you the clip of Nuss whenever he came off every
And it don't have nothing to do with size or speech or anything. Cause Saban was small. You know,
it has nothing to do with it. It's respect.
It's something about him.
Yeah. It's respect.
I wouldn't let him talk to me.
Can't talk to me like that.
People,
right.
You know,
no, because it's a respect thing, bro. Like
you better work as hard as I do.
You're not showing me, even though I am playing for you and you're the head coach. There's still a level of respect that you have to have for me. Bro, and I say this, all head coaches don't know how to handle quarterbacks. That's a fact.
Right.
That's a fact. But it's surprising to me that he doesn't, being that he's an offensive-minded head coach.
And
I can understand the dude from Georgia.
Kirby Smart?
Kirby Smart. I can understand Kirby. Coach Saban used to cuss us out. But at the end of the day, we understood why he was doing it. When you have a guy just popping up and doing that, it's not going to work, bro. It's not going to work. You got to handle these quarterbacks in a different way than you do everybody else. You can't belittle your quarterback in every single week on television. That's not going to work.
It's not only
especially not a Nussmeier that we know already isn't built from that alligator toughness. You understand?
The thing about it, it's something because to say he played like he played last year, even though he had some turnovers, he actually threw the ball pretty good last year. But now it's like it's just he's regressing. Everyone's regressing.
And Roe talked about this. You've seen. It's impossible to play that sport, that position, without confidence. And he got his confidence neutered from him. He got it taken from him by
it's the same when he went on that 4-game stretch last year.
Yeah, but you got him out of it, and that's when Brian Kelly said, I guess I'll coach. Instead, all you see at any tough point this year, what the fuck are we doing? And you're not being proactive, you're being reactive. He sees something bad happen and goes, well, why the fuck that happened? Instead of going, hey, I hear the play call, let's not do that right now if we don't have timeouts. Like he's waiting to blame somebody else instead of being a part of the solution.
And other thing too, you say he's the offensive coach. Usually, when you have a
30 years
offensive or defensive coach, no matter who's the offensive coordinator, if it's an offensive coach, no matter who's the offensive coordinator, the offense is gonna look the same every time. Just like Nick Saban on defense, their defense look the same every time, even though they change coordinators. It's look different. Every year every game, every year since he's been here, it's looked different. Like,
but it's looked the same. Like you throwing third down in the flat,
consistently
bad,
inconsistent.
Yeah, that's
the entire year. That's the only consistent part of this, to your point about this.
It's been the same.
It's been the
in
same.
a bad way.
Been consistently inconsistent, bro. And for you to now say, maybe I should do something about it.
That was last year. I guess I can help.
You know.
Brother.
You know, remind me of you remember when Coach Nardo came in with the lunch pails?
Yeah.
This remind me of.
Yeah.
Last gasp.
Yeah, well we had a chance with. Go ahead.
He was coming in with different gimmicks to try to get us motivated. And I promise you, when he came in with the lunch pails, I knew the season was over with. I knew it was over with. I'm like, what is this?
Bring your hard hat to work. Bring your lunch.
It's just telling you that everyone needs to work harder. And if you're telling a group in the middle of the season and you're telling your team that, hey, guys, we need to have a lunch pail mentality. And we need to bring our lunch box to work every day because we're not going to get any breaks. You're going to get 5 minutes to eat, and then we're back at it. If that's the motivation that you need to have for guys, and I was on that team. If that's the motivation you need to have halfway through the season, you've lost the team. And what I saw from the third quarter, middle of the third quarter on yesterday, and just like Jeremy just said, I've never seen someone lose a team and get them back.
Never.
Because even think about it this way. And they just fired him. Think about a guy in Florida that they just fired. What was his name? Napier. You think about him. They've been trying to fire Billy for 3 years. Or 2 years for sure. And what has his team consistently did? They made it so freaking hard for them people to fire him that he actually had to lose the way he did this year for them to get rid of him. But the one thing you never, ever saw from that Florida team that he was on, you never saw him quit.
Right.
You never freaking saw him quit. I don't care if they was winning whatever, getting beat by 40, out of the playoffs, out of whatever. They never quit on Napier, even up until this week.
Right.
Last week when they decided to get rid of him, they rallied around that man, put their arms around him. They never quit on him, bro.
Our guys were ready to go home and get in the Hellcat or whatever the car they're driving right now. Like, they were ready. They were ready to go home.
It was over with.
I mean, they were ready to go home. That's what it looked like.
No, you're right.
It looked like they were ready to go home. And the end of the third quarter, it looked like they were just wishing the game was over with so they can go home.
You know, it was like what we used to be like in the NFL when I was with the Patriots, and we used to play certain teams, and we was in the playoffs every year, and we was like, yeah, them boys, and we was like, the end of the season is like week 13 or 14, and we getting ready to play whoever, the Dolphins, and they freaking 4 and whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh yeah, this is a vacation game. Vacation game, what we used to call it. Because you knew them guys, all they did was making plans to go on vacation because they're not going nowhere. They're just showing up for this game to get their check. And in a day and a time where you really do have college guys getting paid, that's what it was. It was a vacation game. Vacation game. Or, in their terms, who's going to the draft and who's transferring. That's it.
And that'll be the
So going forward, you know what's going to be interesting? How hard are we really going to play? Because you know what? I don't want to get hurt. I'm going to another school next year. I've already reached out and contacted the last recruiter that recruited me and let him know, hey, man, I'm going to put myself in the portal. I'm leaving LSU. So that's all what's going on right now, buddy.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that.
And to me, it's almost because it's been displayed on a larger scale the last 2 weeks. You've seen Clark Lee at Vandy, Elko at Texas A&M, where they've come into those programs and they've built them up. You've seen the progression over time. You've seen them take the personality of them as the head coach, and they've become the program, 2 top 10 programs. LSU has also changed the narrative in the opposite manner, where like it's not, like we said last week, it's not your mama's Vanderbilt, it's not your mama's LSU neither.
And it's so easy now to like just lose a program with everybody, like the way people can transfer now. It's easy to like lose a program totally. Like you know, you get like 50, because it's been times 50, 60 guys and transferred now, like in the last couple of years. You get 50, 60 guys transfer because they very well could transfer a lot of key players, and like you were saying before, like you sat behind years
for a chance to play.
Right.
You didn't leave. They don't know where to go. You signed up to play at LSU. I'm gonna play with if I get my time to play.
And then the thing about it, a lot of teams gonna come after those players. It's LSU,
no doubt. DJ
so we
Pickett.
got good recruits. And I don't think the players bad. It's the motivation.
But yeah,
it's something not motivating.
Listen, I lived through this with Donato early. When you have, as a player and players, when you have a coach that you do not believe is totally for you, that's the first eye-opening thing. Because
I'm committed to you.
Listen, man, when your coach isn't there through the hard time, whether it's practice, whatever you're going through, and you see these press conferences, and you see your coach consistently throwing everybody in the bus, and you see him using terminology as they and them and that unit and that player, it doesn't build. It doesn't show that he is a part of what's going on.
Right.
It shows that he's trying to separate himself from what's going on. But when it's going well, it's we. When it's going well and I'm coming in, I'm being introduced, it's we're going to do great things as we then. But now when this crap gets hard and playing, and listen, this is the other thing too. I really believe that this little guy underestimated what
100%.
SEC football is.
Yeah.
And what SEC football means to this community and this state. Because when you come out and say, you guys are just spoiled. You're just spoiled. Right. Yeah, you damn right we spoiled. And you know what? Do what you need to do to be spoiled as well. Because you know why? We're one of only 2 programs that over these last couple years, 9 years, have had 3 coaches and 3 natties.
Right.
So you're coming to a place that, from a place that you couldn't win it, coming to a place where, in my opinion, is straight culture vulture action. Because the only reason you're here is because you got to understand, dude, this guy didn't accept the first offer.
Right.
You understand? He didn't accept the first offer LSU offered him. It wasn't until they made it astronomical to where you can't say no. Who the hell gonna say no to $100 million?
Right.
And you at the end of your coaching career. And you could come here and possibly win a national championship. Who's gonna say no? They'd be stupid to.
And that's the balance way in not taking the job because it's LSU.
Come on, man.
And it's one of the best jobs in the country. Taking the job because the paycheck is undeniable, right? And you're seeing the after effects of that, where he looked at LSU as a place to say, you know what? If O can do it or Les can do it, why can't I?
Because you can't.
I don't think when he leave LSU or whatever, I don't think he's going to have no lasting relationship with none of the ex-players.
Hell no.
A head coach is almost like a father figure.
Right.
Like it is. Like no matter what level, the head coach is like a father figure. You should be able to come talk to your head coach and, know he got your back, like he was saying. And when you getting on, talking about, they and all that stuff, ain't nobody gonna want to play with you, play for you, man.
That's not somebody that's got my back.
Yeah, he throwing you on the bus. They might want to play for you. Because it's like this, too. You getting drafted, and they got to talk to your coach. What you going to say about me?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Man, let me leave here, while I got a chance to save my career. So that's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of guys leave to try to save their career. There's going to be some guys not want to come. They're like, man, that guy's not for me. He's not going to speak up for me or anything like that.
That's what told me the writing was on the wall with him. First off, when they first hire him, he comes up and he talks and he does the
backwards L?
Whenever he was he got announced at the PMAC. Yeah, and he doing all
I
that.
was there. That was during the girls' basketball game. I was there.
Code switching to. I didn't know you was from the South, cuz.
Right,
I didn't know you did a fan
man,
boy.
I'll tell you something. Nick Saban wouldn't even came to that.
No.
He wouldn't even came to that. He'd have been in the office. He'd have sent somebody else to that. He'd have been in the office trying
Y'all remember when Jay Johnson got announced? I don't. That man was
Straight
working.
to work. What would if you heard that on a game day your head football coach was at his house getting his mail at 1 p.m. on a Saturday of an SEC game? What would your reaction be?
What you just
said?
said?
If your head coach on a game day, right, is at his house getting the mail at 1 p.m., what would your reaction be?
On game day?
Like a game day. Like
did that?
You play a team.
Brian Kelly?
Hypothetical.
I don't want hypothetical. Tell me what's going on. I don't want hypothetical. I'm sick of hypothetical.
Right.
We've been dealing with behind the scenes, nuts injury, no injury. Right. We got injury, we don't. I don't want hypothetical. Tell me the real. It's football. If he's at his house, you asked me that, so I'm going to assume it's Brian Kelly.
Okay.
If he's at his home on Saturday at 1 p.m. to get mail.
Because to me, how as a player could you want to play?
See, you got to understand, bro, like, you
gotta check
know,
that check.
I just wouldn't want to play. I just wouldn't want to play.
I know
with
it's
the
funny,
guy.
but that pisses me off. That is not funny to me, man. Because you know why? You sit up in front of these student athletes when you get in that building and you ask them to be accountable.
Right.
You sit up in front of these student athletes when they come to your new university and you ask them to do every single thing you want them to do for you and the university to be successful. So when you're not up to holding up the same standard yourself and you asking these kids, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. And I say kids, and I understand that they're getting paid, but they're still kids.
Right.
So we done took the amateur out. But when you do that and you ask them to do that, and you yourself as a coach is not going to uphold those same standards, that is fucking bullshit.
But to me, it doesn't even take that hypothetical to have the same.
What do you care about your bail for?
No, but I'm saying it doesn't even take that hypothetical for me to see the same Brian Kelly if that's because that's who it is. Because he left before, and I know they don't play the alma mater in a loss, or if that's what the report was. He left the field and had to come back out.
Right.
Like, he doesn't have any pulse or any feeling for what this program is. He thought he was bigger than it. He thought he could come in here and do it his way. And it's an insult to you. It's an insult to you.
Listen, it's not only an insult to you. It's an insult to every player. It's an insult to every fan. It's an insult to everybody that loves and breathes LSU football.
Right.
And that's
for you to have someone at the helm, at the top of the program, leading your program that does not respect everything underneath. That's a problem.
And to think he's on top of it. Bruh, LSU's above you, and you're about to find out real quick whenever you think that you're above LSU. Look, people can say LSU's poor, people can say Louisiana's poor. You insult us enough, we're going to find something, a way to figure it out.
I'm going to tell you, bro, there's no one person greater than any program. There's no one player greater than any program as a whole. There's not one coach that's greater than any program. Because this is the thing. And it's the same thing that I've said to a previous coach. I'm not going to name a name. But I said it when I had problems with, you know what I told him? Coach, I respect anybody in this position as an LSU head football coach. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to be around longer than you're going to be here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know why? Because I chose to come here. I chose this community. You chose this community because, one, you was on the last helm, you wanted the money, and you won a national championship. You didn't choose to come to LSU because you love LSU. You chose to come here because what LSU could do for you. That's it.
Right.
And then you don't even respect it.
Listen, you guys know, bro, I've never, from the beginning, from day one, when this regime came into town, I respected it and I gave it the respect that it was due because it's LSU and you're the next coach here. But when you come in from a whole different part of the country and you don't try to understand where you're coming and you don't try to get enthralled in the community and you don't try to get enthralled in the people, in the food and everything that encompasses being an LSU Tiger, being from Baton Rouge, being from Louisiana, and when prominent members of the community and prominent guys that's been part of this program for decades have to tell you their names 8, 9, 10 times, when you don't know recruits are from the state of Louisiana, when they come in your face and visit you and you think that they're from Texas, that's a problem. And that shows that separatist that we've been seeing the entire time, every time there's a camera in his face after a post-game press conference, there's no inclusion of himself in the problem of why we are where we are at this present time in LSU football, and there's no accountability from you, and everyone else is to blame. I come from a tree that, you know what? I've had coaches tell, I don't care if he dropped that ball, it's your fault.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You're the quarterback.
I could have threw it and put it right in his hands. He dropped it. Yeah, coach, that's on me. That's on me. It's not, oh, he dropped it, he should have caught the ball. No. Not what you've been doing to Nussmeier, not what you've been doing to Sloan. Now, whether it's deserving or not, doesn't matter. You talk to them, like Jeremy said, when we're in that team meeting room, when we're in the unit room, when we're in there meeting as a staff. You don't air me out in front of 18 million people on television.
Well, one thing Coach always told us was that be accountable. Be accountable.
He ain't.
No, he's not.
Right. And it starts with him. As a coach, like Rose said, if you're going to ask something of your players, they should be able to ask the same thing of you, right? You are setting the ultimate example. And as of right now, that example has not been set.
Wings. Yeah,
whatsoever.
Extra crispy.
And that's what's up.
It's extra crispy.
Sounds good. But yeah,
What did you say?
Good till 5:15. I was just getting a time check over there.
Just relaying a message.
Yep.
I'm not, Lloyd. I'm sorry for yelling at you earlier.
Yeah, don't yell at my buddy, man. He a
Look
Cowboys
who
fan
just
with
walked
me.
in.
He a Cowboys fan with me. I got his back. I got your back,
Look
buddy.
who just walked in.
He just left the board of supervisors meeting. He just left
Hey.
the meeting.
Soft. Soft.
Take it along with your goal. Just the builder.
Just a bit.
David just left a big important meeting.
Right.
Dave was in the meeting working on the buyout.
Yes,
We know he was.
that's right, he was.
Dave, I know you was in that meeting working on that buyout. Now you gotta come let us know what's going on.
That why I think you got to clear out the place at 5:15.
That's
Big
why we
announcement at 5:30.
Talking about buyout.
Listen, I know there's a big secret meeting, guys. We gotta go at 5:15. Okay. Got a big meeting going on. You know.
At the Pizza Byron's.
At the Pizza Bar, we got a big meeting going on in the back next to the oven.
Yes, for the back door.
Yeah, make sure the oven's off.
Yes.
So this where the firing going down at?
Nah, they're just gonna talk about it.
Okay. I'll just.
We gotta be out of here.
Oh
We
wow.
can't be in here.
They're going to lock the doors.
Right, lock the doors.
Change.
We used to lock the gates, now we lock the doors.
Let it be like that last day with the Nardo.
Right.
No, we were all chilling, everybody chilling, and we passed by the stadium and see like
Big cars.
camera crews, and we like, oh man,
What the hell's going on over there?
Nardo got fired.
ESPN on the ticker.
Hey, dog. Let me tell you something, though.
Shit.
We had fun. After he got fired. No, we did, and then we blew Arkansas out the next week. With
That's what's about to happen.
Listen, bro. It was the funniest hell thing in the world
Right.
when
We
that
had a
happened.
we had a
because,
party.
man, you had guys coming in the locker room smoking cigars. I ain't never seen nobody walk in the locker room. I'm talking about in the locker room. Cigars. We free. It was crazy. I'm out the doghouse.
Think it's about to be a similar vibe?
Bro.
They're doing this
Yeah.
right now.
I don't think they
do.
think they like him.
I
I just don't
yeah,
think the players
man,
really
I
like
do.
him,
No
man.
way.
I mean, listen, bro. The guy, and listen, I don't know. It's no fault to him because this is who he is.
Right,
I
right.
think it's a fault to whatever hiring procedure we went through in order to hire him. But Brian Kelly has just not been a fit for
Right,
us.
right.
And the worst thing, the absolute worst thing that could have happened when we hired him was his first year.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the absolute worst thing that could have happened.
Don't let him
Yeah.
get complacent.
And he thought it was going to be sweet.
Right.
He thought shit was sweet. He thought it was going to be sweet the whole time because you had that first year. You were very successful. You had a really, really, I don't think he understand that, dude. You had a really, really mature group
Right.
at that time that had been around and stuck around.
Yeah, leaders at every position.
That's
group.
what I'm saying.
Every
You
position
had
group.
really good guys, man. It wasn't a young group that you've been dealing with. And I think after that first year, bro, it showed the lack of coaching and the lack of development for those guys because he is so hands off.
Right.
Listen, man, when you hearing things about your coach going to the beach and your coach being
Golfing.
down golfing and your coach being down in New Orleans and your coach having a good time at the bar,
Right.
Man, I
and your coach
Shaking the mail.
giving you
Our coach
the
didn't have
afternoon.
fun.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Our coach didn't have fun. They didn't have fun.
This
It's
way
football or
of
nothing.
social media, when you giving guys off a time from practice when they are knowing that they're supposed to be at practice, and then the next day something comes out with you being somewhere else doing something that you should
Right.
not have been doing or engaged or involved, bro. The social media part about it for our coaching staff, for our head coach and these guys, bro, you can't sweep it under the rug. It's too visible what's
Right.
going on.
Right.
These guys, and then also take into consideration, these guys have agents now. These guys have a whole damn team now that will find out, hey, your coach is doing this, man. That's why he gave you this off. This is why this is going on, because this and this. This is what we're going to have to be looking at. I
negotiated 2 days
off. But that's
off.
what I'm saying. You absolutely 100% can't do it.
Not how the game works.
I'm going to tell you, too, it take a lot more of a coach now with this NIL stuff than it did back then. Like dealing with personalities, because personalities change when you get money. And you know, you got to be a real strong individual as a coach to deal with these guys now, because everything changes when you have money. Now the hunger is not there anymore. You know, so you got to find a way to keep these guys motivated and enthralled in the game and like the practice and working out.
Don't forget why you're
coaching is at more of a premium now because of that, and other teams are getting better because they're able to get.
That's the other thing. SEC, the one thing about the SEC.
Right.
Every year, they're going to get better.
Right.
If it's like facilities or what you eating or what you're watching, they're going to get better every year. You can't be complacent.
Right.
In SEC and think just, I got all this talent and all this money, like we're going to win. That don't mean nothing.
You can't get by with just being more talented anymore.
No, everybody's talented like that.
Right.
Well, and if you do go get talent and you suck, guess where that talent goes? Right out the window.
Right out the window.
Because the thing about it is like,
else.
okay, as a coach, like.
Well, this is the thing. Now, we talk about coaches, right?
Who you gonna get?
That's what I was just about to say.
Who you gonna get?
Who you gonna go?
Joe Brady.
Listen.
That's my guy.
You ain't know about this. You ain't know about
That's my guy.
That is the only. Now I'm not saying he's not the only one, but the first person. I don't know what he wants to do.
Right.
I know he's with the Bills. I know he's doing great things. I don't know what he wants to do. I know he had a love for LSU, you know. But let me tell you something. My first, I wouldn't even talk to none of these other Jim Bronies. The first person that I would go talk to see if he's remotely interested.
Call twice.
Remotely interested is Brady.
Yeah, and throw the house at him. If
he's the first one I hear everybody talking about Kiffin and all this.
See, that's why I think they're going to.
Damn
that's
Kiffin.
Be the
I'm not
call.
worried about no damn Kiffin. I'm not worried about no Kiffin. Because the thing about this is this. If Kiffin was serious about building a real football team, he'd have put some money on defense. And not just last year, just when he had the Land Sharks. It would be consistently we're investing in defense. And I know he's an offensive-minded coach, but listen, if there's one person, the first person, the very, very, very first person is that guy.
Yeah.
I will have to have a conversation and see his interest. Now, if he's not interested, different story. But let me say something. If he's remotely interested, remotely interested, I will put a damn contract together for him that guarantees me at least a certain amount of years with him where he can't go anywhere.
You're going to have to go that way to get a quarterback. To get the quarterback you need, you're going to have to go that way.
Because the thing about it is this. When we talk about what you just talked about, when it comes to having someone there that guys respect, having someone there that guys know have done it on a bigger level than where they are, that is the perfect person that you insert.
Right.
Because he comes with automatically he's stamped. Automatically he's stamped. He's stamped based on what he did before when he was at LSU.
Right.
He's stamped based on what he did with a co-signer like Peyton when he first came. He's going to be stamped with a co-signer from the Buffalo Bills and everything that he's done there. So you don't need to bring in somebody, bro, that has no credibility, that has done nothing. Because what that does is for the team, that don't do nothing, man.
Yeah.
For real. Thank you, brother.
My next, maybe if it's not, because there's obviously reports of when Drew Brady left, he was not interested in coaching college.
Well, that's why I said I would talk to him.
I know,
see.
No, you got to ask.
I agree.
You got to ask.
And I heard that too, but I'm going to talk to him and see if that's changed.
That money changed everything, though.
Can I give you 115?
Right. Well, that's where you got to negotiate. You got to figure out the money part.
He'll get more money in the college level, like it's.
Oh yeah, and he's gonna have to keep waiting.
Money change everything, man.
But
we got to go some kind of splash higher on the offensive side to get the quarterback that we're gonna want for next year. Because
you need it.
I don't know anything about the quarterbacks they got now too much, but I don't see Jaden
one gotta
Daniels
go.
or Joe Burrow.
You're gonna lose. at least one.
Well, you're definitely losing Van Buren if Sloan leaves.
And that's the thing, too.
You're losing
who's
one,
going to stand,
sure.
who's going to leave?
Right, but my question would be...
And my question is what you have behind him sufficient for you to make that run that you want to make?
No, you got to go get one out.
That's what make the NIL make stuff worse. Like,
or better.
Man, it's
right.
Yeah, it's hard to keep people sitting behind people, develop people now. So you got, man, as a coach, you got to keep it going, man. You know, you can't just be complacent and think this guy gonna stay. Like every year, you got to try to keep these guys.
Yes.
And get these guys. Like
you got to recruit the roster.
No one sits behind nobody for 2 years.
You got to
learn the system.
Well, I think one of the biggest examples of it with LSU's current roster is Lance Hurd, the left tackle at Tennessee. He didn't want to sit another year behind Will Campbell.
100%.
And so after his freshman year, he got out of here, went to Tennessee, started on the spot. And look where you're at right now, where you got to play Weston Davis, who is not ready to be playing right tackle because
and that's the problem.
Lance Hurd is gone.
That's exactly right.
Right.
And that's the problem on the whole offensive line.
Right.
You have guys that's removed, and whether it's for a lack of development or a lack of using AI to judge who get 4 and 5 stars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And us not putting our physical eyes on these guys.
6'7", 320, got to be a 5-star.
We dropping the ball when it comes to recruiting, right? And we leaving it up to the 75 analysts that we have to come back and give us the suggestions on who we should get and what we should do. And we looking at these kids and we going based just on stars, right? That's a problem.
And you talked about LSU kind of losing, not kind of, I think Brian Kelly has lost the culture, a name that I've heard that people have been interested in as opposed to Joe Brady feels like a big fish to go get, might be hard, is somebody that hasn't been a head coach per se, but it has definitely been on the defensive side and is in the NFL and played for LSU is Kelvin Shepherd.
Who?
Kelvin Shepherd, he linebacker at LSU, the DC for the Detroit
They dropped the ball with that.
But I'm saying go back and get him.
Make the call.
They dropped the ball with Shep. Because Shep should have got an interview at least before he left. And they thought that he was beneath the program at the time because of his youth, because where he was. But he's definitely shown, being in Detroit, that he's the guy.
But who didn't give him the interview?
The guy. Well, we know who didn't give him the interview.
And so if I could have, that would be the ultimate move.
If I was
I go take your job.
Yeah, but if I'm Shep, I'm not coming back.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
For what?
To be the head coach at LSU, your alma mater. And you're in the coaching game.
Well, that's the thing about it, though. It's hard as a defensive coach come in like with school at LSU because, like I said, like
we don't need a defensive-minded coach.
No, we need an offensive-minded coach.
That's the only reason I say that.
Yeah.
We don't need.
That's why I brought up culture, fit.
Well, college, college different than the pros, like, and with this NIL stuff and everything, like, man, you got to get an offensive coach to get the quarterback and the players you want on offense. Because if they say you're a defensive coach, you got to find your offensive coordinator first and hope they like him to get the guys you want or whatever to come to LSU. Like, you got to go offensive coordinator. I mean, an offensive-minded coach.
I would say, yeah. Like, because you like what Blake Baker's done here. There ain't no doubt about that.
Right.
And there's there would be no reason for him to really get rid of him. Like,
I agree.
And that's where you
especially if he hasn't had an offer to go somewhere else.
Right.
I agree.
And you can put all of your resources into having an offensive coordinator because you just had one that was an offensive mind. That didn't work out too great because he fooled you. And now you can go and put everything that you have into what you've seen on the NFL, what you've seen in college, to go be able to find an offensive-minded OC. Because I do think at some point where LSU is in the CEO style of hiring a head coach is the worst thing that you can do. You need somebody with a calling card, whether it be somebody that's defensively skilled or offensively skilled, but it can't be somebody that oversee everything.
Well, then you put too much pressure on hiring, going 2 for 2 on coordinators, because that's the deal with BK.
And then if you do it well, they leave.
You put so much pressure on him having to go 2 for 2, and he went 1 for 2 twice, right? So in 2023, he's got an OC, didn't have a DC.
To be an offensive-minded coach, like you, and worry about your offensive coordinator is crazy.
Right. Right.
Because you should be able to, like, it's not working out, I'm just going to call it.
I'm
call
what that does is let you know the relationship that spans between all of them.
Because on the same clip that we were talking about when BK is cursing Sloan out about the play call, the first thing that popped in my head is, don't you have veto rights? Can't you say if a play is or isn't going to be called?
He said that he did.
Right.
And so
he knows that.
Nick was going to veto it on defense. Like, if it ain't right, we getting whooped, hey. He'll tell him, hey, you want me to start calling plays?
Right.
Like,
no, it ain't if it's when.
Like, no, run something else. We're not running that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that's to me, like, when I saw that reaction, Well, if you didn't want that play call, then
Why you didn't say
when it's
something?
coming through your headset,
Exactly.
tell them
Like,
to run
think about it too. Y'all didn't go over all this
Right.
together.
That's my whole
Yeah,
point.
like y'all didn't go over
Y'all
all
in
this.
there with a game plan.
Right.
You
No,
know we're
he
calling
ain't
on
there.
third and short. You know we're calling on third and long. You know in special situations what I should be calling. But let me ask you a question.
What's the check? What's the checks? Like
Real
everything,
talk.
man.
Real talk.
Right.
Have you ever seen BK looking at a play sheet during the game?
That's
I've seen him look at one. I haven't seen him actively use it.
Have you ever seen him? Hey, I'm looking at a play sheet that's going through like consistently.
I never knew he was
seen
an
that.
offensive coach till now. I really never knew he was an offensive coach.
Yeah,
Like I never saw it. I thought he was just one of the guys that get everybody together.
Well,
and-
that's what he's come here to be. He came here to be a CEO and go hire coordinators, and that be the deal. And then in 23, he gets an OC, doesn't get a DC, and then now he's got a DC, doesn't have an OC.
But the thing about it, like, if you are offensive coach, what's your offense?
Right.
What's your offense?
Identity.
What's your
Because,
identity?
like, every offensive coach has their
Right.
offense. Like, when you was in New England, how many offensive coordinators y'all had in New England? The offense looked the same the whole time. The offense always looked the exact
He's
same.
still there.
Yeah, yeah, and it still looked the same. So if you be a offensive-minded head coach and have
But
no
that was
offensive identity, it's
That
just
was our
crazy.
point the whole year.
Yeah. But
We've been talking about the whole year. What do you do?
right.
What the-
And that's that's been my contention this entire time, because when you go, I guess I can help. I
Well,
can
like-
look at it, but then you gave him an inch
Hold on,
and he
what
took
time
a
is it?
mile.
He could miss a game and they'll look the exact same. If he didn't come to the game,
we could-
if he didn't come to the game at all, they would still look the same.
Well, something's gonna happen at 5:30, so I don't know if we want to wait and see if we can get 15 minutes.
According to them, we got to cut it. We got to cut it short.
Okay.
So we appreciate everybody tuning in here live. We will we'll definitely have some more content coming out as the day continues on. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We appreciate Road, Jeremy. Thank y'all for coming through, hanging out with us. You will probably hear from us very soon.
Very
after this.
soon.
We'll be right back. Or we'll close it out.
And
we'll
we'll
talk
be
to you
right back.
later.
We gotta go set up again.
We are home.
All right, start picking up. We gotta get to the studio.
45:30. For real? I know that's right.
I don't know. It'll come out on social media, I'm sure. It's like a 30 for 30. That's what it looks like. Yep.
Damn, Baltimore beat the hell out of Chicago. We are?
I thought you.
Nobody broadcast. Look, my wet dream.
Yours?
No. Somebody else put this out there, but this is who I said.
Right. Yep. Thank you very much.
They need to cancel classes tomorrow.
You go ahead.
Nick Mango died?
Nick Man died? No, Nick Mango had we're live. I know.
We ready to roll?
Yep.
All right, we are back. We negotiated our way to stick around here at Pizza Byron's right off Perkins Road here in Baton Rouge. Myself and Rohan Davey, the LSU legend, everybody's favorite LSU quarterback. We negotiated our way. We've got a man with his words over here. Negotiated our way to stay here, to stay live, because it is feels like a pretty big day with some news, hopefully. Possibly on the news wire pretty soon. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of discussion. The last that has been announced is that there are conversations being had at LSU, serious high-level conversations with officials at the school discussing Brian Kelly and his future with the program, as well as the buyout itself, because that feels like really the entire conversation right now. Around Brian Kelly's job, it seems as if the conclusion is time is up and it's time to move on. The only hang-up is $53 million, right? That feels like that's the current standpoint, is discussing the buyout before any decision is made. It just comes down to $53 million. And on top of that, obviously, changes were going to be made regardless after last night's loss, because there was just no way you could keep on keeping on and stay with the status quo after what you saw in Death Valley last night, or Tiger Stadium, excuse me, because in that second half it was not Death Valley.
It was the 12th man.
No.
It was the 12th man. It was like Kyle Field in Baton Rouge.
Shit, I'd take Coach Kyle Caskey over what I just saw.
Where is Coach Kyle Caskey?
Listen, you know, even the broke clocks, right? Once a day, twice a day, something like that.
Twice a day.
Twice a day. And look, you know, I think that there's going to be
A reckoning.
a mix of emotions today.
Right.
You know, you got the brass is speaking.
Right, and I'll ask you, Ro, because you've been a player. You were a player at LSU when I would say a similar situation, not the same, but when a coaching change has happened. Right, when you got to LSU, you played for Coach Jerry DiNardo, and then obviously he gets fired, Nick Saban hired, and you played for Nick Saban. From a player standpoint in this situation, obviously it's a new era. The sport has changed. It's easier to leave. It's easier to join. All of those things have changed. But as a player that's been in this spot, what is it like being on a roster when news like this comes out or a change like this happens?
Well, let me tell you something. The last people to ever really know is the players.
Right.
At least it was for me back then. We didn't know Jerry D was going to be gone until he was gone. You know what I mean? So to have the speculation, and we know, man, how the brass at LSU, the people that make the decisions are. So it was basically, it wasn't shocking. It wasn't shocking, but we knew that there was a change going to be made.
Right.
And to be honest with you, we were excited. We were excited as a team. Guys that wasn't in good favor with him, they all of a sudden got rejuvenated. Guys that were in the doghouse came out of the doghouse. You know what I mean? Coaches that were on edge based on how he talked to them and based on how he treated them.
Right.
They all got rejuvenated. And I think that's the same thing you see whenever there is a coaching stain. Whenever you have a guy that's within the staff, and whether it's a Frank Wilson, whether whoever it is that gets promoted to that position, what they look at as an opportunity for themselves as well.
Right.
So it's a doom and gloom game for the guy that loses his job and everything around him, and whoever feels like, you know, that guy should not be treated that way, he should have retained. But for the overhaul and the guys that's put in positions that they've never been in before, they're excited. There's a joke.
Right.
There's guys wanting to do a great job and salvage whatever they have left for the season. So I'm here for it, baby.
And what I'll ask you, Rose, on that same note, like you said, y'all as a team maybe saw it coming, felt that it was going to be on the way. Do you see similarities between where y'all were at that point as a roster, kind of feeling like this was something that needed to happen or was about to happen, to what you're seeing on the field right now with LSU?
Well, I think the one thing about it is there's been a lot of time. It's not like a guy just had one stint, two stints,
right,
and was gone after, a year or two. So for me, it's having that roster that you wanted, having the LSU brass, these guys basically do everything that you've asked of them to do, whether it's a roster, whether it's NIL, being able to pay these coaches more money.
Right.
Whatever it is that you needed to be successful as the head football coach at LSU, these guys did it for you.
Right.
And to not have a return on their investment, as even with Scott. Scott, I mean, I know we're talking about him also in the hot seat to an extent, but his decision to bring Brian Kelly in and the decision to push all the chips in the middle of the table with him shows the dedication and the confidence that he may have had in Brian Kelly as well.
Right.
So, it's a lot that comes from this decision, if this decision is what we think it's going to be. There's a lot of heads going to roll. There's going to be a lot of turnover. There's going to be a lot. And I truly, if we don't have the money behind the entire process of what we're getting ready to go through, this is going to set us back as a program.
Right, and that's the fear, right, is with the money that is involved in the entirety of this, whether it's BK's buyout, whether it's other buyouts, or just the roster from year in and year out, people's contract. This is a tall task from a financial standpoint.
No doubt.
The position that any program gets into, if you fire head coach, like even the position Penn State's in, where they have to spend $50 million.
No doubt.
And on top of that, you've got to go and you've got to get a new roster. And you're still paying
New
the
head
current
coach.
roster.
That's right.
New staff, all of those things. It's quite the tall task from a financial perspective.
No doubt.
And that's why when you're looking at it as it's a tough hole that LSU's kind of in moving forward if this is what happens today or in the near future. When you fire your head coach in this new day and age, rev share, all of those things, it's a tough place.
It's tough, man, and you think about it. We've just had the revenue sharing announced. We've just this year asked donors and boosters to the NIL to put in, at least upwards of $20 million.
Right.
And when you ask them to do that, and then you don't have a return on your investment, and you come back the following year, and you're now asking them, hey, we need to put up this, we need to get some money for the buyout, we need to get money to hire a new coach, we need to get money to get a new quarterback in, if Van Buren and these guys aren't who you think they are. We need to get a new roster because we know we're going to have an overhaul.
Right.
We know that we're going to have guys jumping ship.
Which was going to happen regardless.
Regardless.
Right.
But even more so now because of the fact that the Big Lou, even more so now that the program isn't going in the direction under a new regime, so you got to understand everything's a step back now. You know what I mean? So listen, man, it's a situation that we're in as a program, as a football program, but it's no different than what happens every year damn near now that we're in this situation with NIL.
I think it's a breath of fresh air to be able to see all we've ever heard about LSU, and it's never really actually continued to be true. It's like, you don't ever have the money. You can't find the money. You can't find the motherfucker. Yes, you can. Whenever you did what was there, if that was the only situation in which that was stopping LSU and that was what was alleged, did you not see the writing on the wall after last night? This isn't working for you. This isn't working for LSU. We swung. We tried. You didn't. And it is what it is. Like, if this is what's going to happen, if it is a firing of Brian Kelly, does it not feel like it's the best situation? Like, I don't care if you set me back 2 years. At least we're not doing 2 more years of doing what dead man walking on the sidelines that we all know. This shit's over. There's nothing he could have done outside of winning a national championship that would have swung public opinion in his favor. And so that's where I think.
That door's closed.
No, I think if he'd have made the playoffs, he'd have been fine.
No, but this was the year. What are you looking at next year?
No. I'm talking about right now. We wouldn't be talking about him being fired if they were in line to make the playoffs.
No, I'm saying after last night.
Oh, yeah, after last night,
That's what I'm saying. It's over.
Yeah.
And so for this, if this is the decision that's going to be made, which I very much think is more than likely than possible than on, like, the doorstep, and it's because it's not working, and LSU's not going to sit around with a lame duck head coach, because when you piss people off like you did at LSU, they make moves. They move mountains. And you have, whether you like it or not, whether people around the country like it or not, or some pubs that say, LSU's poor. Bitch, no, we not. Whenever it comes to something like this, they find it. And I know it'll set you back.
Yeah, it does set you back.
But having him for 2 more years sets you back even farther.
Yeah, but I don't think so, though. I don't think so. And I'm not saying I want him. That's not what I'm saying. I think the setback is equal. I think the setback, firing him and starting all over again, is a
it's tough.
way worse setback than if he was here and he did okay this year and we kept him over the next 2 years. But it doesn't matter. Either way, it doesn't matter because a change has to be done. But what I want people to understand is in today's NIL, we're not Texas.
Right.
We're not Texas Tech. We're not these teams that just could throw this money out there and roll out. We have not showed that. If we were that, we wouldn't be begging for basketball to just receive their first NIL donation this past offseason. So we're not that. So it depends on now if they understand that football is the place that runs it and they need to get all the backing and they're willing to come out of their pockets like that again. And if they're not, it's gonna be a setback for more than 2 years. It's gonna be a setback for more than 3 years. Because you gotta understand, I gotta go in now and not only replace an entire, if this is what's coming down, not only do I gotta replace my head coach and eventually replace the entire coaching staff, not just offensive side or defensive side. Whoever comes in gonna clean house. When this president comes in, he's gonna clean house. All of these things that we're talking about that's getting ready to happen is drawing a lot of money away from the program that you now have to put back in the program. And it goes, and it's not just on the surface. It's building the entire roster back up. It's now going out and recruiting and having to put this money into these top tier recruits. So make no mistake about it, man. Even though this needs to be done, this sets us back.
But the only thing I'll contend with, because I agree, like it becomes Whether it was
and then
15
especially the fact that the program is not in a place to where it's trending in a way to where you have guys wanting to come in. So now you're going to kick out way more money just to get guys interested to come in here.
And that's my point is kind of you saw what happened with the head coach you had in charge when you did dish out NIL money for the first time. It didn't work. So
but you got to do it.
But you've exhausted every option with him. You've tried recruiting. First of all, you tried to let him do it his way.
Right.
And then you had to rehire a staff on the defensive side. You had to figure out special teams. You had to bring in a new defensive coordinator, now a new offensive coordinator, and you let him do everything that he wanted to do. He proved that he didn't understand how to do it here. You had recruiting coordinators that are Hall of Famers, nepotism sons that didn't work. No move he made worked. And so you had, and I would contend that it was Scott Woodward that came in and cleaned it up and said, Austin Thomas can help you set a roster. You have other guys that have come in, and I would say he made the Blake Baker hire. I would say he brought Corey Raymond back. Like, those are all things that was not done by Brian Kelly because he doesn't have
we don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know that.
I do.
My point to it is this.
His ego's too big.
It doesn't matter. Like, honestly, I hear you, but none of that doesn't matter in the wave of where we're trying to go as a football team. It's still a setback. Either way, it's a setback. And if your program's not trending in the right direction, no one's going to want to come here.
Right.
But I think this is a breath of fresh air for everybody.
No, it's not a breath of fresh air for me. I'll be honest with you, it's not. It's not a breath of fresh air for me because it sets us back. And as a former player, you never want to see yourself get set back. It's different if I'm at Texas, I'm at these places where the money could push all that crap to the side, and I can say, you know what? I can still offer a guy $10 million. I can still offer an offense or OC $8 million. I can still offer and the money does not come into play. Right. But with us, the money comes into play big time. And when that money isn't there, players aren't there, coaches aren't there, and your program's not going to be there.
But I think the program wasn't there. That's my. That's where I'm contending. Is like, would you rather Brian Kelly stay or go?
Listen, it doesn't matter, is my point. We can't go with him with what's going on, but it doesn't matter. If he stays right now and we fire him next year, or if he goes right now, we're still set back.
Right.
We're still not going to be in the national championship talk next year. We're still not going to be in the national championship talk the year after that. You understand? We're still going to be searching for a coach. We still don't know what our identity is, what we look like. Because you know why? We don't have the money to get back from that, in my opinion.
It's a reset.
Now, unless they go out and somebody donates whatever, that's fine. But we don't have the bank account to sustain something like this and still be comparable, to still be in the talks going forward over the next couple of years. We just aren't. We're going to be the doormat because of this firing over the next 2-3 years. And I'm not saying I want him to stay around because he hasn't done anything to warrant staying around. I get it. But at the end of the day, we're still, whether he stays this year and leave next year or leave right now, we're still in no financial position to sustain this shit until, and I don't know when. Honestly, I don't know when.
It depends on the hire.
I don't know when.
Yeah, it really comes down to
but
the decision that's made after.
You're going to now go out and hire somebody, and like I'm saying, it's a double-edged sword. Because you're now going to go out and hire somebody that you're going to pay more than him. Unless if you're going to make a splash hire, it's going to be somebody who pay more than him. In order to get Joe Brady, you're going to have to pay him more than him.
Right.
In order for you to get Lane Kiffin, you're going to pay him more than you pay him. That's just what it is. And they all have that upper hand with us right now. Right. We don't have any leverage to negotiate with anybody. It's, what do you want? Can we do it?
Right.
Then you got to go get a whole staff together. It's a lot of money, man.
No, it is. It 100% is.
And I get it. I don't want him around either.
No.
Because of what we've been seeing. But at the same time, you're going to falter. And that's what I want motherfuckers to understand. You're not just going to say we get rid of him and now you're in the national championship hunt next year. Or you're even comparable next year in the SEC that we've seen this year. It's not going to happen.
I just want to get the culture back to where it was.
And
I think that's the biggest reason.
That's the biggest reason right now is because
damage. But this is the thing. You don't have a culture for another 4 years.
But you can at least get in a position where you can begin to build by changing coaches. If you leave BK in his position, you would be continuing on.
And now we're saying that. Listen, I'm with you, But I'm trying to let you guys see the other side of this.
Right.
Everybody can be happy as hell that he's gone, and that's fine because I'm in the same boat. But
Financially,
understand
it's a tall
that
task.
in the next 3-4 years, LSU gonna be shit. Just understand that.
But you saw.
I got you. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
It's a tall task.
It's gonna be crap.
It is. It is.
Well, I contend differently because I don't think it could have gotten worse than it got this year in terms of the talent you brought in. And I understand what you're talking about.
It could get worse.
No, I'm talking about allocating resources, but I'm talking about the buy-in. People are going to be, you're rejuvenating the fan base again. The culture that you were losing was like, this is what needed to happen. You can't wait 2 years to change and just wait this out. And I think they're going, like, there's people I've talked to, there's people that I know that do these contracts. Whenever you're a lawyer, like, you do the best case scenario and negotiate for the worst case scenario.
Right.
If this has to happen, there's windfalls that you negotiate for, so you don't have to. It's not $50 million right now.
No, listen. It's
so you can
everything-
negotiate. You can work around this.
That's
and
not
if you
my
bring in an
point.
offensive head coach, like we were talking about before we ended the first stream, you don't have to hire an offensive coordinator. Sure, you can have somebody a name, but you ain't got to pay him.
What do you mean?
Like if you bring in Lane Kiffin, you don't have to pay $8 million for an OC. Joe
What do you
Furman's getting
mean?
paid $1.2 million.
What? Yeah, but you don't. You're trying to say that you're gonna. So that means you're bringing somebody in mediocre again. If you're not.
I'm saying OC.
That's what I'm saying. That means you're bringing in somebody mediocre again. Anybody that you bring in to be the offensive coordinator at LSU right now, they're gonna warrant a 3-year contract with at least $3 to $4 million a year as the offensive coordinator. And what room do you have to tell them that they can't have that because of what you've had previously going on? They suck.
I think with the position that
Mike
LSU's
Denbrock
in
makes
now.
$2 million a year. He's the highest paid OC in the country.
Who?
Mike Denbrock.
I understand that, but even he gonna want more because you have leverage. You're coming into a spot where they want you to come in and change that. It doesn't matter. You're gonna guarantee them a 3-year contract. They're gonna guarantee a 3-year contract. $3 million a year. $9 million over the next 3 years for whoever comes as OC. There's no OC coming to LSU that's going to make less than 2.5. They're going to warrant more than that. And now you got to understand that when you talk about this, now you're talking about the development of a program and development of the guys that's inside your program. Who's going to be there? Now you got to understand who's going to be there. Listen, I'm not arguing with you about whether or not the guy should stay or go. I'm setting the foundation for what it's going to look like when he's gone and what to expect going into the next 2-3 years of LSU football. That's what I'm talking about. Unless you get this influx of money, then now we can go out and buy a quarterback, go out and buy 2 more receivers, go out and buy 2 edge rushers, go out and get the pieces that you need. We're not going to be in that position. Now you got to convince donors to do the exact same thing they did for BK last year, but without any of the things that they pointed out. We got a Heisman Trophy quarterback coming back. We got this. We got that. You have none of that to put on the table to entice these donors to say, you know what, let me go ahead and go in my pocket again and give some more money.
I think it just comes out. I think there's one place it would be the excitement with whoever the guy is, because I do think that where LSU is right now, you need a page turned. It needs to take a step in a different direction because you cannot continue to go in the direction that you're going. And it will be a tall task financially, but I think LSU is in the position right now where if you get, regardless of who the coach is, he goes up to the podium, he says, I mean, you saw the way the fan base went and donated money. It's a tall task financially, I agree, but this is the decision that had to be made for LSU.
Yeah, I agree with that. But don't think that these textbooks are going to be open the same way.
Well, no, of course not, because it wasn't open.
Not even close.
But
it got open because BK now going into this last year
begged.
Showed that I need to get off the stoop
Right.
and I need to go out and do all the things that I need to do that I should have been doing the first year.
But
you got to bro, listen, bro. I've been in these meetings. I've sat in this thing and seen these people talk about how we're going, what we're going to do. And everybody's going to agree with, yes, he needs to go. There needs to be a change. LSU's going in the wrong direction, so on and so forth. I get it, and I understand that. But don't think that it's going to be sweet. It ain't going to be sweet.
No, well, definitely not. It's not going to be, and because we've lived something eerily similar just 4 years ago when you fire Coach O. You've got 39 players on the roster. You've got to overhaul the entire thing.
But even then, it wasn't as what it is now. Even then, with Coach O, it wasn't as bad. The temperature wasn't what it is now. No, this is a whole different temperature.
I agree, 100%. But you had to go into the portal, and you found a way where you hit on what? 1, 2, 3, a handful of players. One of them being your quarterback. And as LSU, you were still able to turn the page and get into an SEC championship. And I'm not saying it's going to be the same case whatsoever, because I know it's a very tall task that's in front of them. But with the dynamic and the way college football is constructed now, this was the time you had to make the move, because you do still have talent on the roster. If you're able to retain some of the guys that are on the roster, like a Trey-Dez Green and a DJ Pickett and a P.J. Woodland and a Harlan Berry,
how do you retain them?
Well, do you keep them on the same the deal they're on now, or you re-up?
No, ain't nobody stand. Listen, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You
It's
got to
open
understand the
market.
landscape. That's exactly right. You got to understand the landscape of NIL football.
Of course.
You got to understand the landscape of what this means. Guys ain't signing 2-year NIL deals. Guys are saying 1-year NIL deals because they know they're going to go out, they're going to ball, and whatever it go to next, you're going to read me up.
Right.
I'm going to be a free agent again. That's exactly what that means. And so for Trey-Dez, for whoever these guys that you point out, listen, man, one thing you got to understand and take into consideration is, you know what? There's a whole bunch of other schools want
No, 100%.
and there's a whole bunch of other schools that got more money.
And now closer than you.
You understand? That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm with you.
Because kids aren't just going to a school because you're giving them money. Everybody else can give them money and get an opportunity to win national championship.
Right.
But I think the opportunity cost over the value of what you just did is worth it. Like, that was, like, regardless of what happens over the next 2 years, what was going to happen in the next 2 years with Brian Kelly, he won't get that money either. He was not going to get the donors' money to be able to go back and go get a recruiting class or a signing class because they're out on him. It was over. And that's what I think the best thing that could have happened. Like, if it has to be a clean break and restart, that's fine, because BK wasn't getting that. No, there was nobody that was going to support him to go, hey, you just went out here and begged for a roster. We ponied up $18 million for you. And what'd you do? You had the season end before November. So why would I ever give you money again? And so now, instead of that money being allocated towards a NIL transfer portal, it's like, well, I'll put it towards something else. And
yeah,
then,
we in trouble, bro. That's my
no,
whole
I think
point.
I think this is a better day than what you're painting, just because of it was
got
over.
You've got a better chance of raising money for a new guy than for BK.
Let me tell you something, and this is where like the separation comes between what you expect your university to be when you was at that university and looked at that university, as opposed to
what it actually is.
Like, bro, no one wants to look over. Nobody that played at this gun wants to look over and say, yeah, the next 3 years you're gonna suck, based on what's going on now. You want to look and say, yeah, we're going to be competitive. You're going to be.
I want to bet in the locker room.
Be, whatever it may be. So for it to be right now where it is, even though, yeah, I'm fine with the change. But I'm also, and a lot of people are also knowing that, you know what? All this did and does, because of the hiring of him and because how things have gone over the last year, all this did was put you back the right way you was in 95. That's all it did. Put you right back there where you was in 95 and 96 and 97 and 98. That's all it did. You brought you back right there to that time and dropped you right back off there now. So now you got to reload in the time of NIL. You got to now circle the wagons in the time of NIL. You got to now go out there and do a whole lot more than you did the previous few years in order to get this program back, to where it needs to be. And all I'm saying is this. I know everybody thinks it's easy, but it's not easy.
Right. No, I agree.
Everybody thought it was going to be easy this year with having that influx of money and having these guys on the roster and thinking that things were going to be sweet going forward. And it's not, because in the grand scheme of things, we talking about, yeah, we was able to do it back then and do it then. Bro, you're in a new age of NIL and a new age of SEC football with new teams in this conference that have just as much money, if not more money, to kick at guys than you don't. And when you have a program that just came off of putting this influx in and going all in, everything was all in on the table with this unit.
Right.
And now everything has fallen to crap. It just does not go back to how it was.
Right.
And it's the same mantra, the same way, and I know a bunch of other guys that I've played with feel that it's the same feeling that you got when you sitting in front of the podium and say, you know what? I want us to be in the same conversation as Ohio State. I want us to be in the same conversation as these big boy teams that you have that are in college football right now. And for us, that's not happening in the next couple years. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands the totality of what this brings. Because I do, even though I do want them going. I do want a new turnover. I do want new whatever is coming in and whatever they're going to do. I do want to see, but I also, it's so many variables that go into whether or not all of that changes to what you guys are saying. There's so many variables that goes into it. Who's the president going to be? Who's the AD going to be?
Of course.
Who are you going to hire the head coach that decides to come? What players are going to retain and come back? What boosters are going to put up the $30 million to get players in here? There's so many variables.
I agree, 100%. I think I see a bit of the positive in your point, because I agree with your point. Like, it is not going to be easy. When you commit all the money to this year, it doesn't work in a similar way to Ole Miss, where they didn't spend the same money in 25 that they did in 24. I just see it as you have a better chance of somebody else coming in and raising that money next year or in 2 years than if it's BK trying to raise that money next year or in 2 years.
I don't think that either way you're going to raise the money that you need.
No, I don't think you can raise 18.
Either way, because whoever the guy is that comes in, that guy, they're going to want that guy to prove himself before we hand over a king's ransom again.
Right, I agree.
You understand?
No, I agree.
Not to say that, like I'm with you, like I told you, I'm with you. I just want everybody to understand that you're not going to see a LSU program that you think you're going to see because there's turnover. That's all.
Yeah, I agree, but I still think LSU is in a better place with a firing than without a firing.
Well, you'll find that out in 2 to 3 years.
It'll happen right in front of our eyes.
You'll find that 100%. Out in 2 to 3 years.
We'll see the way it continues to play out. But I just know that it can't stay with what happened last night. If you continue,
everybody knows that.
Right. If you continue on
once
with
you
that,
lose the team, you're done.
Right. If you continued on
that
with
pass,
last night,
the pass.
Right.
Well, that's just what it is.
Then you
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard.
doing
I understand you're doing
damage.
Yeah, you're doing big picture.
No, that's all I could do.
Right.
Because that's how I look at it. I don't look at it for right now. Yeah, right now we're fine. You get rid of them, everybody's happy. Woo, woo, woo. We got this, we got that.
Yeah, but there's still problems on the horizon.
Big picture, as a player, the only thing that resonates in the mind is championship. Championship. Competing for a championship. You're not competing for a championship. So that's my only thing that I'm trying to understand. Yeah, you might go and win 8 games and do all the things that you need to do. But when it comes to building that program and where we want LSU football to sustain consistently and be, yes, we're going to take a hit after this, and hopefully we could get back to where we need to be.
Right.
But we're not going to be there now.
Matt Zenitz from CBS Sports says the process is ongoing and no final determination has been made as of yet, but it's currently trending towards LSU and head coach Brian Kelly parting ways. So it seems it still has not been officially announced that Brian Kelly is fired, but things are continuing to trend that way with some high-ranking people in the business announcing the news. So it still seems it's moving towards Brian Kelly, and in my opinion, like we've said, it's the right decision because what can't happen, as rough as it's going to be the path forward and where you're at,
it can't ever look like what happened on Saturday.
It cannot continue on with last night, and that was my fear.
I agree.
With the discussion we said on Friday was I was scared of what post Texas A&M lost world looked like if you kept Brian Kelly as your head football coach, because like you said, if your goal as a player is to win championships.
Hey,
there's no way you look at a Brian Kelly coach LSU team this season that you spent $18 million and say, that's a place where I can go win championships, because they exhausted all options. They gave him every opportunity. He had a Heisman quarterback and couldn't do it. He had an $18 million roster with a defense that is stout and couldn't do it. And so that is essentially the death knell for LSU football, where it's, if I'm a recruit, I can't look at LSU and say, that's a place where I can go win a national championship right now. Because the guy in charge has had 4 years and all the opportunity and ability to do it and has not done it.
You're not going to say you could go to LSU and win a national championship in the next 3 years. It's not just this year.
I think
you have a better chance.
No, you have
somebody different.
What do you mean you do?
No,
what
no,
are you talking
somebody
about?
other than Brian Kelly.
Yeah, but no, because you don't have a roster. You like I just talked about. There's so many variables that goes into this. You just said right now. No one's winning the championship right now. It don't matter if it's Brian Kelly. It don't matter if it's Joe Brady. It don't matter if it's Lane Kiffin. You're not winning the championship right now. So that's like when you say that, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want people to understand. You're not winning the championship right now. The SEC is a whole different league right now. You're not winning the championship right now. You're not winning the championship next year. So whoever you get in, they're going to have to – you got to understand, you got to build. It's not just I bring guys in and they work. It didn't work this year. So I'm going to bring whoever in. They're going to lay the landscape. They're going to build their program. They're going to set the groundwork of what they want to do. They're going to hire their coaches. Their coaches are going to have to be on the same page and all that. It's not just I do this and it's done. It's not.
But I think
I agree with y'all. The change needs to make, but don't think that this is
you change it all of a sudden. You back in it.
This isn't a microwave.
Right.
This isn't a microwave.
And you tried to microwave it.
That's right.
Shit, this might be a slow cooker.
Yeah, crock pot.
Yeah, no, crock pot would be better. No, we might be in the.
That's
we're
right.
putting this thing in 12 hours, 14 hours.
That's right.
And brisket still ain't ready yet.
That's right.
And I'm fine with that because I'm ready for this, whatever this regime is, to be over. And
I just want to see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. There was no hope. At least I'm ready to set this. Like, I'm cool with being 8-4 the next 2 years, 6-4, 6-6. I don't care. I'm ready for this. I will sacrifice anything for this to be done.
I would rather be 7-5 with a light at the end of the tunnel.
And I know what's up with LSU is. I understand your point. Like, I get that, man.
100%.
Because it's not the LSU I grew up with either, and you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. All I can do is watch. But I understand where you're at, but there's no world in which what we saw last night can ever happen again.
Yeah, you can't let that. That
you
cannot
have to
be
give
the case.
people hope.
There has to be. I'd rather a 7-5 team or a 6-6 team in 2026.
It'd be fun
with a light at the end of the tunnel than a 7-5 2025 team with Brian Kelly still signed up as a head football coach.
Because he's out of moves.
And my difference in what y'all saying is,
we should never have gotten here.
No, hold on. I understand. He has to go. I get it. But if y'all are okay with 6-6 and 7-5 and 8-4 and all that, that's part of the damn problem. Because see, that's what lets you know that the standards are lowered.
He put us here.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I understand that. It doesn't matter though. But exactly what you guys are saying now is what I'm trying to get everybody to understand, that that's the standard that we're lowering ourselves to.
Right, and that is a result of Brian Kelly. That is a result of
it's a result of Kelly. It's a result of Sloan. It's a result of Nussmeier. It's a result of all that.
It's a result of where he's leaving the program, where it was.
But understand and see, this is like a lot of people don't understand when former players talk as opposed to someone else talking. But it's different when you put it into that.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And you understand that that's not it.
Right.
So when we say, okay, you know what, bro? I'm all right with us being 6-6 next year. I'm all right with us being 7-4 if we trending in the right direction, doing all that. And to a degree, I understand.
Right.
I understand. I swear to God I do. I understand, bro. But when that rings in my ears, you know what it rings? Mediocrity, mediocre, suck, bottom of the barrel in the SEC. And that's not, I get it.
Yeah,
y'all right.
I'm
going to just go with y'all. Y'all right.
No, but it's just not what you built. It's not what you like to go back to. You don't want to go look at a program that was forever looked at as set on top of the mountain, and you have to come get me. And instead, LSU was the hunter. Now there are people who are hunting you and taking your stadium over. Like at that point,
I agree with you, bro.
Yeah,
I swear I do. I agree with you. 100%.
I just didn't. I think that whatever you look at the cost-benefit analysis of this thing, I don't know what you do other than.
I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah, you had to. This is the
listen,
right.
Y'all are right.
It just sucks.
All I want you to understand is, this isn't a microwave, and getting rid of somebody does not automatically assure you that you're going to be great next year just because you got rid of the cancer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying is understand that those guys that's coming in, they're going to have to build. Right. They're going to have to get to know. They're going to have to do all the things that you have to do to build a respectful program. And that's it. So I want to send my condolences out to everybody that loves and respects Kurt Hester and his family, man.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely prayers and condolences out to the Hester family and all those affected. We will be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m., and we'll see what the news wire's looking like. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. live from Southern Regional Medical Center.
Come on back.
We get that news. That was good. I like the back and forth. That was good.
Yep.
That was good.